Christians supposed to be living in faith, fear, or living presumptuously? Which one? Faith, fear, living presumptuously.
What does presumptuously mean again?
Well, meaning that I'm assuming God's going to take care of me. I'm presuming
Gotcha.
that He's going to take care of me. I'm presuming that He's going to cover me. He's going to whatever. Now,
Gotcha.
you know, I don't have to do anything. I just, you know, show up. So that's what we're going to talk about. Should Christians be locked and loaded? I don't know. We can start with, you know, any of you all can jump in as far as your experiences with guns, your position with guns. I know for me, I have none. You know, my background is nothing. Nothing with guns, nothing with violence. I'm still waiting for my first fight. So,
it's coming.
It's
all
coming.
Right. Oh, I hear it in the spirit. No, I'm just playing.
But in the culture right now, that's real crazy. Everybody's shooting, everybody acting, you know, whatever.
Man, I got you.
What should we do as Christians?
I used to want to be a sniper when I was younger.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it was so random. I wanted to be in the military. I wanted to play hockey, never knew how to ice skate. There's a lot of stuff that I really wanted, but it just never really made sense. Recently, I made an announcement on Facebook that I was going to buy a slingshot from Walmart. Got completely clowned. I you know, totally missed the gun section and went for a slingshot, you know, that would just rest on my arm. So personally, I've never actually wanted to have a gun.
I mean, do you all think Christ would have ever had a gun then? I mean,
I think his disciples would have had some.
they definitely would have.
Peter would have.
He was definitely sworded up.
Right.
You feel me?
You got it.
Definitely ready to cut you. You know what I'm saying?
Peter had
He had his back.
Because I actually saw a prominent pastor in Macy's one time, and he didn't have one, but his dude had one, and he made it very obvious. I saw a minister actually preaching with his on, but I mean, I understood because of the area that we were in. It was like at any time somebody could just bust it.
So as you can hear, we're at the gun range. Learning some safety tips, some important things you need to know when you're owning a gun. Still discussing the topic, should Christians be locked and loaded? Stay tuned.
This topic is like serious. It's a hot topic all across the country.
Right.
You're thinking about people who benefit from us having guns, the NRA, and then there are other people who want to control. If you don't have a gun, then I have control. And so there's an element that people don't take into consideration in the context that we live in. Now, it depends on your context. I grew up on 79th and St. Clair, where guns is just what we see. You know what I'm saying? I went to church on 123rd between Saywell and Tuscarora. When it was like 45 gangs. You feel what I'm saying?
Wow.
So, and there were people, I've seen people die from an early age from gun violence. But at the same time, I also seen, and in my particular home, my mom, she didn't have a gun. She didn't have, but we also didn't have a father.
Okay.
So the protection for my mom and us was by the grace of God, but it's also by the fact if there's somebody who's going to take or try to hurt us, we were the ones who had to protect her. You know what I mean? So we were put in a situation to be men when we were kids. You know what I'm saying? And so can you imagine a young person growing up in a violent culture? Church is the place where we went all the time. I was at church 4 or 5 times a week. Listen to what I'm trying to tell you. 4 or 5 times a week, but when I needed somebody to protect me, there was nobody from the church.
Oh, wow. Yeah, what does that
that's
say?
serious.
Who fought for us?
That's serious.
Wow.
Who took care of us? Our father was doing this thing. We came up in a culture where men were what's the word I want to say? Vilified.
Yes, they were all bad guys, huh?
Vilified. Church full of females. Think about it. And if a man came in, he had to do this certain way and blah, blah, blah. So I grew up in that atmosphere where we look weak. So you know what was interesting for a young man like me? What made me look up and say, man, I saw a Muslim brother
Always done.
on the corner standing, protecting his women. Never seen nobody, no Christian brothers protecting their women. No Christian brothers standing when the shots rang out. We wasn't out there. We wasn't there praying for the people. We were. Where we at?
Running and
Nowhere to be
hiding.
found.
Streets going crazy. We tell them, come on, y'all come on into church. Get in the church. And they going to stop the violence. It's interesting. So this topic is crazy because we say God gonna protect you.
Right.
God got you.
Yeah. And you use scriptures like in Matthew where it says, you know, if anyone asks you for anything, you should ask no questions, just give it to them. Or if they hit you on one side, you turn the other cheek. All of those type of scriptures. So then it's just like, well, then I'm just supposed to, just
Lay down, huh?
lay down and allow them to do whatever.
You may have to ask me this question in maybe like 5-10 years when I actually have some stuff.
Right.
Because I don't think I really have anything everybody wants. Like my car right now, it starts. But if I had the option of getting something else, then I would take something else.
Right,
So I mean, if
right.
somebody was like, "Give me your car," thank you, Jesus. You got me out of it.
Prayer
Insurance
answered.
claim.
Right.
I'm getting a new car.
But you have a
You know.
wife,
Yeah, I
a
do.
little bitty wife.
Yeah, she's tiny.
So what if somebody just walk up on her, and you know what? What you gonna do?
I mean,
Turn the other cheek.
no, I
Right.
wouldn't turn the other cheek. But it's just not good
You're
at
her
weddings
husband.
for real.
You're
or
her
like
husband.
that. You'd have to. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, you know what?
Crumbled.
Good question.
Go. Alrighty, I'm ready. It's time to practice what we learned in class. And continue the topic, should Christians be like this? I'm so excited. You're fine. This has been an adrenaline rush. So stay tuned for more action here, alright?
I read a book by Marcus Borg called Jesus, and he showed a political side of Jesus that we don't see too much. And that scripture, for example, it can be taken very politically. It says, if someone, wants your tunic, takes your tunic, give them. I mean, they take your coat, give them your tunic,
Yeah, give it to
whatever the jargon is. You give it to them, or they hit you on one cheek, you turn the other cheek. And what he was saying, what I believe in part, it's not a call for
Violence.
being passive
Okay.
and just being walked over. I mean, yeah, we serve people, but we're still the children of God. And if God is not mocked, then certainly his kids aren't just despised and walked over. And then I guess I open our discussion. He says, if someone makes you walk a mile, go the extra mile. Well, there was a Roman law because Roman soldiers could make, hey, you carry my stuff. And they could make people, poor people, carry their belongings and stuff. And they were abusing that privilege. And people were passing out. And you could have a guy carry your stuff from here to halfway near Toledo. And then you're like, okay, I'll take it from here. Then he has to walk all the way back to Cleveland. Well, Caesar found out about that, and he made a decree. He says, look, if you're doing that, you can only make them carry it a mile. If you make them carry more than a mile, that's out of order. And if you cross Caesar, you lost your life. So imagine a little Christian or a little poor person, and the soldier's like, okay, we're coming up on a mile. Hey, man, give me my bags now. They say, oh, no, sir, I've got it. And you think you're just a passive,
Slave boy?
dumb little slave.
Is that the slave boy?
Yeah.
Oh God.
Oh, no, sir, I
No,
can go another mile. Well, he was serving him, but he's actually getting him killed.
What about the eye for an eye, tooth? Eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth.
Still
No,
about
God.
context.
I know, yeah, I know it's a lot of context, but I know people use that.
I'm both guys.
You must. It was more so of you have to maintain shalom. You have to maintain
Peace.
balance or whatever. It pretty much says whatever it takes up even to doing exactly what you did to me. If that's what it takes to restore the balance and to make things cool and restore our community and our harmony, then cool.
Yeah. So like, if an ox kills a man or a woman, you kill the
Kill the
ox,
ox, right.
and then the owner of the ox is spared. As restoring the balance.
That's in Ezekiel.
I have a brother I probably wouldn't go in dangerous grounds with.
Yeah, let's
Then
stay
I
in
have
the
another
suburbs.
one that
Let's stay in
just
the
kind of would
suburbs.
just like, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what I'll do.
Yeah, let's stay in the suburbs. Okay.
So right now, Big Cleve is yeah.
Oh,
He's the one-
it's no question that
he's the
you
one
know,
I have to rock with.
I feel absolutely responsible. It's a requirement for me as a man, as a husband, even as a pastor, even as a male within my community. I am the ambassador of Jesus Christ. First of all, right, I'm here. I'm sent. I'm supposed to represent. I represent the man's responsibilities on the earth. And I think in our particular culture, that's one of the things that we have had such an issue with, is that black men are not responsible. Now, we know politically that the police are actually created to maintain white middle class America way of living.
Jim Crow,
Wait.
the new Jim
I'm not-
Crow.
Right,
now,
right,
listen,
right.
Michelle Alexander.
It's true.
Pick it up.
And so you think about systematically why they would allow us. First of all, who do more shooting to us?
Right.
Yeah.
Who?
Black on black.
It's black on black.
Right.
Now, it used to be where we were worried about who?
Yeah,
Caucasians,
the man. Yeah.
people,
Exactly.
and we maintain our area. Okay? So systematically over time, through Jim Crow laws, first it was for slavery, it was with Jim Crow laws, and it became systematic through all kinds of other things. And now we hate each other.
Right.
Now I was telling the brothers the other day, I said, who do we fear most when we walk down the street? When I see a group of brothers, what I do? I go across the street.
Yeah. And if you're in your car, you lock your door.
You like,
Make
why?
Double check.
Why am I afraid of me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, so we have reduced the male, especially the African American male, to a bumbling fool who is to either be scared, feared, or who is to be mocked.
Yeah.
So now I am by the Bible standard, I have not usurped being ethnic. I'm now a child of God. My responsibility as a man of God is to protect and to provide.
And yeah, let me clear up something real quick, because I know my wife is probably watching, and she'll be like, "You just let somebody beat up on me." Like,
did
the
not
only
say
reason
that.
That's what
why,
he said.
no,
no,
look,
no.
this is the thing,
No,
though.
but that's what you said.
But
You
this is the
said
thing,
don't
though.
ask.
It's like,
What?
I can't imagine myself in that situation.
But you have to
like,
prepare in
ever.
advance,
You know what I'm
like-
saying? So yes, this is helping me, giving me some foresight on the situation.
Yes.
You know, what's necessary to
That's
protect
right.
her, because I definitely would, but I just can't see how it would happen, honestly.
Right.
Because my wife is like bougie for real, which doesn't make sense to me. Like, Jesus, like, but, it
Where
just
did
don't
you
make
come
sense.
from?
Yeah, like for real. But it's certain areas that she doesn't even want to go in. She thinks it's crazy for people to buy new houses on like 79th and Chester, that they're like just like building up. The house
Right.
could be beautiful, but she's like, I want to pick it up and move it somewhere. I'm just like, so I can't see her in that type of situation for real. So that's all I'm saying.
But
So,
here's the problem with the whole mindset, it's gentrification.
Right.
They are purposely moving us out.
Out.
That's why they build those houses there. They did it in Chicago, they did it in Atlanta, they're doing it everywhere. They're trying to bring back that population back to the city. So they're now moving us. So you get caught in Warrensville, Maple slipping.
no, you got that right. You ain't lying.
It ain't what it used to
You
be
ain't
now.
lying.
And so we have the idea
You ain't
because
lying.
their method of church planning was to go into suburban areas where there were high number of people with money. That way you can sustain your church, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And we've adopted it now. So and we're moving out to the suburbs and we're starting our church in suburbs and subdivisions, and guess
You
who's
got
showing up?
They,
You got it. Yeah.
Section 8 and that element.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You go on down on West 6, you go down on East 9th, you go down, they're starting to build these
Agreed.
apartments,
Condos,
$150,000
beautiful.
apartments.
Yes, sir.
Which one is buying that?
Yeah, we're
That's
not.
from that element. It's not happening.
Mhm.
So we think, most of us have this fallacy that the suburbs is an escape. The inner ring suburbs not escape. You go to Euclid, it's not an escape.
Oh, no,
You
sir.
go to East Cleveland.
Nah,
No, sir.
they're there. They follow
sir.
you.
All right, how long EC been a hood?
It's for as long
Since
as
the
I know.
70s.
Yeah, you got it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And that's coming to Cleveland Heights. That's coming to University Heights. That's coming to Lyndhurst. Lyndhurst has, 70% below the poverty line? That's in Lyndhurst.
70%?
We got a pastor friend out there.
Wow.
70%
That is
is
a lot.
below the
That's
poverty line.
crazy to
Which
me.
introduces an element of violence.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Because you got people going for things that they cannot get on their own.